On this episode of Political Personalities with Skye, we are meeting with one of the newest members of the New York State Assembly, Assemblymember Brian Cunningham, who was elected at the end of March in a special election here in Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Hey Skye, what's up? Welcome to District 43. Brian Cunningham, Assemblymember for the 43rd Assembly District, and I'm inviting you to awesome Brooklyn. Come in. Bet you can't name all the spots in Brooklyn. These are all the neighborhoods.
Yeah, I can't name them, but maybe you can.
Well, I can name the three most important ones: Flatbush, Prospect Leopards Gardens, and Crown Heights.
This is awesome. This is awesome home, actually. And awesome Brooklyn is up the block, which I opened in 2017. It's a little gift shop. And I wanted to provide another shop in the neighborhood where we might be lacking. And actually, the woman who just left, Brenda, suggested a home store. Did you know it was Brenda?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I said, Brenda, what do we need? And she said, we need a shoe store and we need a home store. And I was like, I'm not getting into the shoe business, but
I don't believe you.
I can do home. Well, I mean, personally, I am in the shoe business, but anyway. So I opened this shop in November of 2021. So just about 6 months ago.
In the pandemic.
And
you're still open.
And we're doing great.
Yeah.
What's the secret?
Being a nice person and providing things that people want to buy.
And then back here is home 7.
Oh wow, look at this.
So literally when you come back here, particularly when the weather's better, there are people jam-packed back here pre-COVID. And you got 7 minutes money to hoop to talk about 7 things that matter to you. So this is a really exciting way to activate space in communities. Oftentimes you don't really have an opportunity to really build with your neighbors. So this gives you like a non-political way to kind of build and develop conversations and just get to know people, particularly coming out of the pandemic. People just want to be outside.
So, do you know a lot of your constituents? All of your constituents? Oh look!
So that was funny and timeless. What's up? You good?
I'm ready.
So it's so funny. Her question was to me. Her question goes, "Do people in your neighborhood know who you are?" And I'm like, "What's up?"
We know Brian Cunningham. Okay? You know this guy. He's the only one that be around him. Here.
Yes. You know, he pays attention to constituents in the neighborhood. He's open, he's warm, he's friendly, he's concerned. And I know this neighborhood is going to grow in many ways.
When you live in a neighborhood, you care about a community, you show up for it, right? I mean,
Right.
I think the time I was probably least active in the community was probably during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Obviously, one, I was working at a job that was the presidential elections of 2020, and that took a lot of time. But beyond that, just trying to make sure I was okay, that my loved ones were okay. I shared earlier this year, my wife and I had, my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis, which is a maternal health issue.
Oh, yeah.
So literally, we were dealing with that, trying to not catch COVID again, and trying to just show up for our families and friends. So we kind of stayed inside a lot during the pandemic, just reacquainting ourselves with each other, and obviously still advocating for the neighborhood, but just in a different way. So it's been good. How long you been here for?
37 years.
37 years. And so the funny story, Skye, in 2017 when I ran for city council, my poster is still up. You refused to take it down. Refused to take it down.
Gotta have a winner.
Good to see you. All right, cool. What's up, my love? How you doing? Nothing good? How you doing?
Look, you literally know everyone.
I couldn't have made the story up, literally. One of the things I'm really focused on in the Assembly is really trying to figure out how do we revitalize the economic thoroughfare here. Because again, a lot of folks are moving into this area of Brooklyn. And for a while we had like concentrations of coffee shops and other things, but now we're starting to open that conversation up with libraries and bookstores and other things that people need in the community. So it's really trying to figure out how do we create more economic vitality and more spending power in the community. I scraped my knees in these bogs, went to school right here at MS2, funny story behind MS2 and how I got here was I actually went to Mahia Jackson, which is not too far from Empire Boulevard in my first year, but I got robbed and beat up, so my mother wanted me close to home. So it was my first time getting away from the 3-block-mile radius. My mom was like, all right, you need to come back home. You're not tough enough.
How old were you when that happened to you?
I was like 12 or 13 years old when it
Aw,
happened.
middle school.
Yeah, middle school. A guy asked me, the funny story my family always tells is that the guy robbed me and says, give me your change, because he saw me make a transaction at the White Castle. And I said to him, I don't have any change. So the guy says to me, stop lying. And I said, no, stop stealing. And he pulls out like a weapon. I was like, all right, here you go. Here's everything. You can have everything. My bus pass included. So I ended up going here, one of the best experiences of my life.
Are you playing in our basketball tournament,
I
by
am,
the way?
yes. The one in the Bronx?
It's May 1st now.
I'm going to get a few angles in there, so be careful. So most folks in this neighborhood really care about like criminal justice. They care about housing. They care about education for their children. And they just want to make sure they're policed equally. They don't want all the free giveaways that the government have. They just want to work hard and take care of their families. That's what I get in the sense of this.